Hello there, it's Jazz and welcome to another video. So let's talk about highlight. I decided to do this little series of basically going through my entire makeup collection, but in parts. So each makeup category, each product category is going to have its own video, like highlight, contour, eyeliner, lipsticks, eyeshadow. And in each video, I'm gonna go through all of the products that I own and I'm gonna give mini reviews. Most of the products I've already talked about in other videos, so I'm not gonna go in depth into reviewing these products, but I'm gonna swatch them. I'm gonna recommend my top picks. I'm gonna try to narrow it down into really just like 1 or 2 picks that I'm really recommending. Also, I'm gonna give a bit of a tutorial or basically tips on how to use each product, especially the eyeliner video. It is on the way. I am preparing it. I just want to try out more eyeliners because I only own like 3 liquid eyeliners, which I think is not enough to make a whole video. So it's coming on the way. It's just gonna take some time because I'm researching it and I want it to be perfect, so be patient. Some of you guys suggested that I do a highlight video, so this is what I'm doing today. I have quite a few highlighting products. Some are high-end, some are a bit more affordable. I really wish I had more drugstore highlights to show you guys, but where I live, I just cannot get hold of Maybelline, L'Oreal, Max Factor, Wet n Wild. All of these brands, like, I have them where I live. I get stuff from them, but the range of makeup they bring is so narrow. They just don't have the entire collection, and for some reason they don't have any highlighting products at all. It's been 2 weeks. I've gone to all the makeup stores I know, all the drugstore, any place that sells makeup. I've been there, I've searched for highlights, and I could not find. So I will keep searching, and maybe in the future there will be another highlight updated video with new products to show and talk about. So enough with the talking. I've been talking for too long. Let's get started with the product. So the first product that I'll be talking about is from Too Faced, and it's the Snow Bunny Luminous Bronzer. And it's one of the first, if not the first, highlighting product that I got. But I didn't really realize it was a highlighting product because when I swatched it, I mean, it was really luminous, but it was really dark. So I thought it would be like a bronzer, but then when I applied it as a bronzer, it was too shiny. So it's kind of a weird product. Let me swatch it for you, like the whole pan. So this is it. As you can tell, it is not my shade. It is literally the same shade of my face. It's actually my skin tone. So what I think this would be cool to use as what? So I think this particular shade would be cool as a highlight for really deep skin tones. Like, it really doesn't show on my skin, but it has a glow. It has a very natural glow. How I use it is on top of my bronzer, because as a bronzer it is not pigmented. As a highlight it is a bit dark, like I can't really apply it here. So what I do is I apply my bronzer, and then on top I apply this as kind of like giving a natural glow if I'm feeling too matte or too dull, just to add a bit of a sheen. To conclude, this product was not for me, but I got it like years ago when I was still new with makeup, and I just loved the subtle sheen that it was giving. It looked really pretty when I swatched it, and of course the packaging is just beyond amazing, and it just looked so pretty, so I got it without really knowing how I'm gonna use it. And to be honest, I'm not a big fan of the formula or anything, so I wouldn't really recommend it unless like you want to use it as a highlight for deeper skin tones. But I have it sitting on top of my makeup station just for like decoration. I rarely reach for it, So yeah, it's not one of my favorite highlighting products, but I mean, it's cute. It's worth mentioning. Next, I will be talking about a MAC highlighter, and it's actually one of my favorite, all-time favorite highlights of all time. And it's this little guy. I'm sure you've seen this one. It's the Mineralized Skin Finish in the shade Soft and Gentle. And I've still kept this little plastic thing. Like, I love it so much. I've had it for years. This is actually probably the first decent highlight product that I've ever got, and it's so pretty. It's a baked formula, baked powder formula. So okay, this is it. It is a very, very nice pinkish color. I would say it's on the pinky side, next to the one from Too Faced. Like, this is bronze, and this is like pink, white. So I fell in love with this shade, even though it's not on the gold side or the warm side. It really matches and complements my skin tone so much, and it's not as popping as some of the other recent highlights that I got, but it's still my favorite because of that. Because sometimes, or most of the times, when I want to add highlight on a daily basis and I don't want it to be in your face, like blinding highlight, I just want to go to my university, I just want to go outside for just some errands or something, I don't want this really popping highlight, I add this, and it's so just subtle and soft. And yeah, it's one of those highlights that I will reach for very often on my daily simple makeup routine, and it goes a long way. I've had it for years and I use it a lot, and it's still going strong. So a little definitely goes a long way. So yeah, I love this package. It's like this little magnetic thing. It's just so it's one of my favorite highlights. I love it so much, and I highly recommend it. It's a bit pricey, but it's totally worth it because, like I said, I've had it for years and it's still going strong, and it's just one of these basic products that everyone should have, in my opinion. It's like the ultimate highlight. So I have a few highlighting products that are not actually sold individually as highlights. They're part of bigger palettes, basically contour and highlight palettes. But I have two brands. I have Anastasia Beverly Hills and I have NYX, and these two brands fortunately sell each pan individually, so you can actually get the product individually, if that makes sense. So I will be talking in another video about like contour and highlight palettes, but right now I'm only going to talk about the actual highlight product in each of these palettes. So I'm going to start with NYX, and let me pop out the highlight shade. So yeah, this is the shade. It is the one on the top left here, the shade Ice Cream. So you can actually get this shade alone and add it to your own customized palette or whatever. So yeah, this product is not my favorite. It's a bit powdery and it has no sheen or glitter. It's just like this satin feeling. So yeah, this is definitely again on the more subtle side. It does not have any glitter or any chunks. It's not blinding. It is very soft and satin. So yeah, whenever I apply this, I feel like my face is so healthy. I don't actually feel that I'm wearing highlight, but I feel that there is this, my face gets brighter. But I like adding it when I just want my face to look brighter with no glitter or like anything flashing, shiny. Just looking healthy and glowing from within. So next I will be talking about the Anastasia Beverly Hills highlight shade, and it is this little guy. It's the shade Sand from the contour kit. Let me swatch it for you. Oh my god, this is so creamy. It's even creamier than the NYX one. Can you imagine? Oh my god. Let me add it. This has the same exact effect with the NYX one. It has no glitter. It has no shiny particles. It is just a satin. I would call it a satin finish that will give your face a healthy glow. It's more on the pinkish side. The NYX one was more white. This is more pink, champagne. So maybe it would be better for medium skin tone. I'm not gonna reach for it if I'm looking for a highlight to glow. I'm probably gonna reach for it if I just want my cheekbones to be a little brighter, to really stand out without being glittery. Okay, the next two products are actually, I don't know what to say. They're my top favorites, and they are the two highlighting palettes from BH Cosmetics, the Blacklight and the Spotlight highlighting palettes. And BH Cosmetics is one of my favorite brands, if not my favorite brand. And I did a whole video talking about these products when I first got them. I'm gonna link it in the description if you want to see a more in-depth review of these products and swatches of everything. But now I'm just gonna mention that if you own these two palettes, you literally don't need any other highlight product at all, ever again. They really have the most beautiful shades, like this one right here. The Spotlight has the more wearable shades, and the Blacklight has the more daring, interesting shades. So let's talk about the Spotlight one first. This is the actual palette, and I love how huge the pans are. Like, I use them non-stop and they're amazing. Like, you get a lot of product for a really good price. Where should I start? Like, I'm gonna talk a bit about the shades. The shade range is really pretty because you have like these. Okay, this one is for like deeper skin tones. These are for medium skin tones, and you have the really light ones that will match all skin tones, but I mean, they're for lighter skin tones. Basically, for me, all shades work amazingly. The pigmentation is unreal. Let me just swatch this ethereal shade. Where can I swatch it? There is no space. Okay, here. So can you see, like, compared to all the other highlight products that I showed you, this is like in your face. Like, from afar you can actually see how glowing it is. It's just, oh my god, it's popping. It's the kind of highlight that will pop. Of course, if you're not the type of person and you don't want your highlight to be glowing and like too much, you can add it with a light hand and it will do the job. It will be subtle and cute and nice. Yeah, let me swatch one more shade. What should I swatch? Let me swatch this purpley shade. Oh, it's just so pretty. It's something like a rose gold. Where can I swatch? I'm gonna swatch it down here. Like, can you see? Guys, can you see? It's just, it's amazing. See, all this highlight was added from just one swipe. I swatched and I added highlight on my face, and like, there's still pigment. It is so pigmented. I don't know, it's just unbelievable. So yeah, this is definitely a very wearable palette. I would definitely recommend it for anyone who wants to have this one highlight product and nothing else. Some people don't like having many little highlighting products, like they just want one. This really, it has it all. It has the white shade, it has gold, it has champagne, it has a bronze shade, a pink shade, a more rose gold mauve shade. It has any shade you would ever need for any kind of look. So yeah, I highly recommend this. Moving on to the Blacklight, and this is the fun palette because it has all of the crazy colors. It has blue, green, yellow, white, silver, purple, and this favorite shade that came broken, but I fixed it. This is my favorite shade, and it's iridescent. It is the shade Illusion, and it's just... Where can I swatch it? Let me swatch it. See, it's so iridescent, and okay, here it's just a boring purple, but then like in the sun it gets like this blue, purple, violet, pink thing going on. There's still a lot left in my finger that I don't want it to go to waste, so let me just... By the end of this video, I will literally be a glowing disco ball. Look at this. Look at this. And I have not applied any form of makeup, any base. My face is bare, and look on bare skin, the effect. Imagine how it would look on like foundation or whatever. So pretty. I love this. This shade is my favorite highlight of all time. So yeah, I'm gonna swatch one more. Which one should I swatch? I'm gonna swatch the green one, Laser. I think I used it in one of my videos, but swatch it again. There it is. I mean, you can see it in the light. It's really like glowing. It's just really, it's a very pretty formula. It lasts all day, even without setting spray. These two palettes have never failed me. Whenever I apply them, they stay popping until the end of the day. The shade range is just amazing. If you're one of those people who like trying new looks and doing like weird stuff, you would definitely love this shade. You would definitely love this palette. And if you want something more wearable, you got this palette, and if you got both, you got it all. Next, I will be talking about an old favorite that is not really a favorite anymore, but I keep it because it's a cool, nice little product. It's from The Balm, the Manizer sisters. I think they discontinued it. Like on their site, you can't find this palette anymore. You can buy them individually. So I am going to talk about them individually. This palette is so old that it's like broken. It's really old. I've had it for many years. So there's Mary Luminizer, Cindy Luminizer, and Betty Luminizer, and I think there's a new one, but I don't have it. So yeah, this is supposed to be a bronzer, a glowing bronzer, a luminous blush, and a highlight. So I remember the days when Mary Luminizer was so popular, and it was my favorite highlight ever, and I couldn't live without it. And now when I swatch it, I'm like, meh. Let me swatch it. See, it's okay. It's a really pretty highlight, but it's not popping. Something in between the BH Cosmetics and the NYX Anastasia ones that were just adding a healthy look. This will add a healthy look, but like a bit more of a sheen. So actually it's really pretty. So yeah, I think it's a really lovely shade, and the formula is quite good. It's just not very popping, which again, for some people this is a good thing because not everyone is into blinding highlights. So yeah, this is not a blinding highlight, but it adds a very nice healthy sheen to the face. Now, Cindy, let me swatch her. Oh my god. The palette is falling apart, it's so old. So yeah, this is Cindy, which is the blush. And it's the one I like the least from this palette because I think the shade is a bit too pink for my skin tone. It's too shiny to be a blush, but it's too pink to be a highlight. So it's just kind of a strange product. But if I add it on its own, as a blush and like all over in the whole cheek area, it will give me a really nice healthy look, a nice fresh look to the skin. I just don't reach out for it that often because I prefer the matte look, and it's a bit too shiny to be a blush for my personal taste, but it's a really pretty color. I mean, it's really cute. Now, Betty Luminizer, I love this shade because, oh my god. This is actually what I use as a blush. And you can see that Cindy and Betty, like these two products, are a bit less pigmented than this one. Less shiny, but I mean it's understandable because they are not a highlight. They're basically a blush and a bronzer with a little shine, and they really do the job well. So these were all my highlighting products. I have two last products to talk about, but they're actually not mine. They are my sister's. So I asked her about them. She's been using them for years, so I asked her opinion and how do they wear and everything. So the first one is from Pupa, and unfortunately it's so old that everything on the bag has been removed and I don't know which shade it is, but it's straight up gold. Let me open it. So yeah, it is straight up gold. This is the shade. You can tell it's pigmented just by looking at it. Let me just swatch it. It is so soft. Oh my god. So let's swatch it right here. This is pure gold. This is just amazing. I have not used it except like once or twice. She doesn't really let me use her makeup because she's evil. So yeah, I'm quite surprised because it was quite an affordable, it's quite an affordable brand, and just look, I feel that it's liquid gold, like not liquid, but like, you get what I mean? It's gold, it's pure gold. It's very, very metallic. It has no glitter chunks or whatever. It's so smooth and creamy. It's amazing. For those of you who just love this pure gold popping highlight, I highly recommend the Pupa one. And the last product is by NYX again, and it's the Born to Glow highlighting palette. I got it actually as a gift for my sister because she's crazy about highlight. And so this is the palette, and I think it's quite similar to the one from BH Cosmetics shade wise. Like it has quite similar shades, like the pinks and champagnes and more of the wearable shades. And she told me that they're very highly pigmented, and she uses them as eyeshadow as well. So yeah, I mean you can do that of course. Let me swatch some. I'm gonna swatch the darker shade right here, which is like, it's very dark. It's a bronzer shade. So let me swatch it next to this bronzer shade. Oh my god, this is so dark. This is really, I mean, look at this sheen. It's so beautiful, but it's so dark. I think this is the shade she uses as an eyeshadow. I couldn't imagine anyone other than really deep skin tones using this shade as a highlight. So yeah, actually this is a pro of this highlight. It has a very good shade range, straight from the white one until the really dark one. And lighter skin tones can use the darker shades as eyeshadow, as my sister does, and deeper skin tones can use it all. And if this is too light, they can use it as an eyeshadow. So it's really a versatile eyeshadow palette. Of course, it was very affordable, and you can tell that it's very pigmented. Let me swatch just one more. I'm gonna swatch this golden shade right here. Swatch it next to the Pupa golden one. Oh my god! I'm gonna start stealing this palette from my sister. I mean, look at this pigment. It is unreal. I mean, I'm really impressed with NYX. This palette is definitely a win. Like, I'm actually surprised because this is the first time that I'm actually swatching this palette and playing with it, and I'm really impressed. We need to swatch one more. Let me swatch the lightest shade. Let's see. I mean, it looks really pigmented on my finger. Oh my god. Where can I? Right here. You guys, this is unreal. No wonder my sister does the most popping looks, and whenever she's done with her makeup, I look at her, I'm like, girl, your highlight is so popping. And now I know her secret. I mean, before getting it for her, I swatched it and I was amazed, so I got it for her, but I would never expect like this pigmentation. It's just unreal. It's so pretty. So yeah, I definitely recommend this palette, and like I said, it's affordable and it's NYX. I mean, you can easily find NYX. Okay, let's wrap up this video. It's getting too long. I just love talking about highlight. I love highlight. So yeah, I'm gonna recommend my 3 favorite products. My Little Baby Soft and Gentle, and I know that this is high-end, but I'm recommending it just because it's really the highlight that you can reach for every single day. It's really a pretty color and it matches every look, every skin tone. It's really a very basic highlight that would really be useful. The NYX Born to Glow one, I think it's very wearable and extremely pigmented and just amazing. My Little Baby, the Blacklight Highlight Palette from BH Cosmetics, because I just love this shade range. It's so fun to play with, and it's actually more wearable than it looks. I mean, I'm wearing the most crazy color, the iridescent one, and I mean, look how pretty. It doesn't look so crazy. I mean, it's wearable. And each color has its own character, and it can really change up your look and give it this thing. But not least, I'm gonna tell you some tips and tricks on how to apply highlight. As I mentioned in many of my videos before, I apply my highlight with my fingers because I think that it's the best way to apply any glitter or baked powder product, even eyeshadow. Brushes tend to take away from the shine and the pigment of these glitter products, and even when I use Fix Plus or setting spray, I think that the pigmentation payoff goes to the maximum when applying fingers. So what I do is, like I demoed in the middle of this video, I pick up the product with my fingers and I apply it with slow tapping motions to like blend it out. I'm not like swiping a line of glitter and just letting it be there. No, I'm slowly tapping and spreading the product where I want it to be. And with eyeshadow as well, I'm like slow tapping motions until it's blended how I like it to be. If you want to use a brush, if you're not comfortable with using your fingers, I would suggest a flat brush. So you pick up the product and again, slow patting motions. I think with highlight, if you just drag it along, the pigment will not be that good. So yeah, slow tapping motions and spreading it out and spreading it out. These big fan brushes that are considered to be highlight brushes do not work with me. I think that they take away a massive amount of pigment, so in the end you're left with like something that's not even there. It's just, they're hard to use and I don't really like them. So basically I use my fingers, and when I don't feel like using my fingers, I use a flat brush. So this is the end of the video. I really hope you enjoyed it, and as always, please give me some feedback. Tell me if you enjoyed this video. If you're too shy to leave a comment, like the video to let me know that you enjoyed it so that I can make more. Yeah, I hope you enjoyed it. See you in my next video.